Hi, my name is Yolanda and welcome back to my channel where we review, roast, recap, and just like that. These are 10 hot takes that I took away from the latest episode, Sex and the Widow. We're going to start off with number 1. Controversial outfit of the episode. I'm going to say when she's sitting with her book publisher, I can't stop thinking about that outfit. There's something a little wrong about it, a little bit off. Mixing masculine and feminine elements. The color story is a little all over the place, but Carrie's sensibility has always been a little all over the place. I was here for it. Moving on to number 2. Number 2. Sitting with that book publisher. I got in my feelings because I've had that conversation. Wrote a whole ass book about my devastating divorce and was told the writing is beautiful, the story is compelling, it was evocative, all of these things. But like, how are we going to sell this book? Because it's a sad story. And I'm like, it still is. It still is. There was no epilogue to my story, and the epilogue was supposed to be some manifestation of myself as a hero, and I'm not that person. I'm not that person. I was really trying to get something true down on the page. That publisher wanted me to remake my whole entire persona in order to sell that book. When you're a memoirist, you are the main character for whatever particular reason. And I don't have that disposition. I don't suffer from strong female lead-itis. Like, I don't walk around living my life that way. The publisher is saying, hey, you need to go out and pull stunts in order to sell this memoir. I was there. It happens. True to life. I felt it. Number 3, moving into the tennis playing. LTW and Charlotte. I almost picked the tennis outfits as outfit of the episode because, listen, ladies of a certain age, we don't die and end up like wearing caftans all the time. Now, I would say 30% of my time is spent in a kimono or a caftan of some sort. But when we are out in the world, when we are seeing people, body con, like, we can't take it with us, so we need to show out. So I like them in their cute little outfits. I love that. I loved seeing an organic relationship, one that makes sense. It doesn't seem forced, and it wasn't steeped in racial trauma to begin with. They were just friends. And they were becoming closer friends, and they mirror each other in a lot of ways. Now, I want to investigate the struggles of LTW a little bit more than we have, because there are certain things that I've seen, but it was a lovely scene. And I liked seeing the girlies out having fun, not mired in some kind of nonsense. Remember, the original Sex and the City was a dramedy. Listen, like, we spent a lot of time laughing, light, fun, awesome. My soul feels a little bit better. How are we doing? Leave how we are feeling about this episode, that I feel like it was closer to what we loved and remembered about Sex and the City, except it's the next chapter and the ladies are a little older and they're doing older rich lady things. I'm here for it. Number 4. Number 4. So it's official. Seema is part of the friend group. She's the new Sam, even though, narratively speaking, as a character, is more in line with replacing Big for Carrie than anything else like that, because guess what? Seema's out here being helpful. Again, a year has passed, so the opening scene montage was to let us know that Carrie wrote a book, and it took about a year. We saw all of the seasons. Lazy writing. Lazy writing. That montage is always lazy writing. Anyway, but a year has passed. Carrie wrote a book about her loss, and she's out here trying to sell the book, and she's trying to date again. I actually kind of like the device in which they are writing this narrative, and hey, she's gonna be a stunt queen now. What I'm not here for is not knowing what the hell's going on with Seema after a year, as beautiful as that woman is. Brown woman woes. I understand it, but like, How is she setting up other people's dating profiles when she needs to take care of her own business? How is Carrie helping in that situation? What is Seema getting out of that relationship? Is she headed towards the path where she breaks ways with Carrie when she realizes she's not getting anything out of it? So, in real life, I wear glasses. I don't have to wear them to film YouTube, but I just have them here because Seema's right. People who chew on their glasses are good and bad. I have it on good authority. Yeah. That character annoys me. That character annoys me. That's all it is. I have a toddler. That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. I want to feel for this character, but again, I don't know enough about her. IVF is an issue. It's a plight. It has the gravitas. I want to get into it with her, but for whatever reason, I haven't connected. I have not, and you would think that I would, but not this lady. I don't know what her malfunction is, as far as communication is, as far as what's going on with her and her husband. He is adorable, but is that enough? Is it steamy enough? Why do these two characters get along? Why are they struggling? Is there a struggle there, or we're just sad because we can't have babies? Do we even want babies? That conversation needed to be fleshed out. We needed to see things from her in subsequent scenes, but she's one note, just like Carrie is. So number 6, I think. Number 6, new drinking game. Every time Carrie brings up, but I'm a widow, but I lost big, but my husband died, you have to take a shot. You wouldn't be able to walk after watching 35 minutes of this episode. Carrie, Professor Anthony gave her you get one more shot with that. I would have cut her off a long time ago. It's been bludgeoning us to death. I know loss and I know grief. I do. I'm 46, great big age. I've seen and lost and loved. I've done all of those things, okay? What I've never done is abuse my status as someone in grieving with my friendships. I value my friendships. Why would I do that? Why would anybody do that? Carrie would have lost more than Sam. She would have lost more than Sam if she kept up the way that she keeps up every time in scene. You know what? I win because Big died. You know how annoying that gets? I've known people like this, but we didn't stay acquainted. Girlfriend, you don't have that kind of pull. Carrie does not have that kind of pull of personality to keep doing that. The writer's room needs supervision. Because over and over and over again, I would not stay friends with this person. I don't think anybody watching this would. You'd be like, you know what? We're not going to play the oppression Olympics. We're not doing that. But maybe I'm sensitive. Maybe I'm sensitive after having listened to a lot of nonsense from people over the years. And what kind of friend are you if you're just always trying to one-up someone on misery? Charlotte, sorry, not sorry. Again, the writing. I'm upset. Okay, number 1, I played rugby. Okay? I know what sportsmanship looks like. You do apologize when you're on court, or if you're on pitch, or if you're on a field. You do that. It's common courtesy. Trying to have a discussion about sorry, not sorry, it's an issue. It's an issue. I wish. Okay, and I'm someone who is of the unapologetic disposition. I apologize when I'm in the wrong. And I plan to change my behavior. Both things need to happen before I open my mouth and say that I am sorry. It has cost me. It has cost me relationships. It has cost me money. Okay, not taking the position that I woke up in the morning and I should apologize for my very existence. I do not do that. Do not do it. I see it in women all of the time. But the way this was written, and coming out of Charlotte's mouth, no. You do apologize when you're on court. It's good sportsmanship. That argument was contrived. But to the larger issue of women always apologizing, and I think it's some kind of weird flex for some of y'all, because I've been in situations where I was being evaluated up against another woman, and the evaluation is that I'm harsh, and that I am mean, and that I am aggressive, because I'm black. If you're going to apologize all the time, I've seen women apologize for things that are not in their control. Apologize when they are not in the wrong. Apologize as a way of saying hello. Sorry. No. Okay? We do need to talk about women apologizing all the damn time. What we don't need to do is make it seem so trivial. Like, you feed into the argument that men make about women all of the time when you do that. This defensiveness, and over something so petty. They could have made it over something else. Not that tennis scene. I love to see Charlotte, like, get in her Charlotte ways. But that scene grinds my gears, because women do take this defensive posture all of the time, and we do need to talk about it. But that was not the way to do it. It was so little. It was so ridiculous. She probably, the way that she reflectively said sorry all throughout the episode, would have said sorry to her partner. She was salty that he invited himself to tennis. And instead of speaking up at her great big age, and they've been together all of this time, saying, hey, this is for me. My tennis time is for me, and I would prefer it if you didn't come. She took it out on him on the court. Okay. Like, that's the conversation that they need to have. She didn't want him there. She didn't want to do mixed doubles. She wanted to have her time with LTW, and she has every right to have that time. She didn't want Harry in her business. And that's all she had to say. But the passive-aggressive tone is to make a big thing out of nothing and then try to make it a feminist now, which she is not. No, they messed that up. There is a way of doing that. There's a way of doing that and making that point over that fall. That ain't it. It hurt my soul. It hurt my soul as a woman, as someone who is truly unapologetic. It hurt my soul to watch that. We were moving to cringe. I think this is number 8. Moving into cringe. Miranda and Steve. Now, I rewatched the entire series. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It is important to me to have engagement here to keep this thing going. I will go through the entire 6 seasons of Sex and the City if there's enough interest. I'm going to read the book. I'm going to hate read the book. I know I am. I know I'm going to hate read the book. I'm going to go through the episode. The original series was cringy. The sex scenes were cringy and awkward. And here I'm going to say something, and as a writer, it hurts my soul to say this, but I miss Carrie's narration. Because the narration, what made Sex and the City one of those things, what made Sex and the City of the zeitgeist, of the moment, was that it asked its audience to participate. We were asked questions about the state of dating, womanhood, career, having children, marriage, all of it. We were invited in. And we're not being invited in here. We're just watching these characters do weird things on screen. And I was like, what is the theme of the episode? What question are we asking ourselves? How are we following this narrative all the way through? We are not. So that scene, but as awkward as it is something to talk about. It is something to discuss about when we become roommates with our spouses, or the power imbalance is not right. As I said before, in real life, more aligned with Miranda than anything else like that. I wish I was a Sam. I'm not. So I follow her story with interest. Miranda thirsty. But Steve is not that cup of water. Shay is. Shay, and then we wake up with the scene and everything else like that, and I want to know what happened the second time. We just cut to the post-coitus, and I'm like, but the mechanics of what happened, I want more. But no, we didn't get that. We get post-coitus. Okay, that relationship is progressing. It's moving along. Great. Okay, so Carrie's dating again. And that scene was also awkward. How drunk did they get? How many drinks did they have? What was so funny about their conversation? They're going to do it again, so it's the second date. What hit the cutting room floor? I don't understand how we went from we're talking sad stuff about our spouse to we need drinks to puking. But it also brings up that like weird like physical comedy that I talked about that made Sex in the City. So it's there, but it seems like there are pieces missing. I wish that they had fleshed all of that out. And I think that's 10 things. And until next time, bye.